Congressman Ronny Jackson, our District 13. Where you been? You've been busy, and usually I call and try to bother you, and you've been working, you've been traveling.
I've been super busy. I mean, I'm one of the busiest members of Congress. I'm not just saying that. I currently have 4 committees and 10 subcommittees. Most members have 2 committees at the most and 4 subcommittees. I have 4 committees and 10 subcommittees.
Whoa.
I'm on Armed Services, Foreign Affairs, I'm on Ag and the Intel Committee. And so I've been traveling a lot, doing a lot of national security, intel related stuff, national security type stuff. I spent a lot of time in the Middle East recently, in Africa, just got back from South America last night. But these are all trips that are related to national security issues. So,
well, I wanted to start with Ag.
Yeah.
You know, I know our farmers and ranchers, you know, we talked last year a lot.
Yeah.
You know, nobody wants to go electric.
Right. Right.
It's off the table.
Yeah.
We got trucks.
Yeah, the Green New Deal is dead.
Yeah, we got wheat. We got stuff to go to the co-op, and so how is Ag bill?
It's good, and the Farm Bill is, you know, it was supposed to be passed 2 years ago, and it's been extended twice now. It's not a bad thing that it got extended this time, because when it was if we'd have done it last year, we would have done it with a Democrat in the Senate overseeing the Senate part of it. Now we have a Republican in the Senate overseeing it, so we have Republicans in the House and the Senate. So we should be able to get a much more conservative Farm Bill, one that's geared toward production agriculture, not necessarily towards SNAP and the food stamp program, because that's what the Democrats focus on. And that's the vast majority of the money that we spend on the Farm Bill is welfare, quite honestly, the SNAP program. And there's a lot of fraud, waste, and abuse there. So we want to clean that up. The Democrats pushed back hard last time on cleaning up any of the fraud, waste, and abuse, which doesn't make any sense. But, you know, anything that touched the SNAP program, they just went ballistic about. But we're in control now, so we should be able to, I hope that we can clean it up. We can find a lot of money that we can take and turn around and give it to our farmers and ranchers, you know, the production agriculture side of the house. That's what we need to do. We got to take care of our farmers and ranchers. They're in trouble right now. Every year it gets worse and worse. Every year farmers stop farming because they can't afford to anymore. And we have to stop that. We have to reverse that.
Sure. I want to get into wildfire help. You know, we got to see you just days into our devastating wildfire. It's been a year. And you said, hey, I want to help wildfire victims, and whenever help comes to them, you don't want them to be taxed.
No, I mean, so we put together a bill, I did in the House and Ted Cruz in the Senate. So Ted Cruz and I are working on this together. We've got it in the House. We got the House bill. We got the Senate bill. We're looking for a vehicle to get it to the floor right now. But yeah, if you get disaster relief money, and then you try to, the federal government comes in and tries to tax that money, that's like pouring salt in the wound, right? That's not the right thing to do. So this bill will prevent those dollars that they get in the form of disaster relief based on the wildfires and some other stuff that is also included. It will make it non-taxable. The federal government cannot tax that money. And so we're looking to get that included in the reconciliation bill, which is a perfect vehicle to do that. The reconciliation bill is supposed to, by definition, deal with tax and revenue issues. This is a tax issue, so it fits perfectly there. So we're talking to Mike Johnson on the House side, and Ted Cruz is talking to Senate leadership about getting this into the reconciliation bill. So hopefully we'll have that done soon.
Okay. In Fritch, they have a great post office, and I saw where something being said, maybe that will get to be renamed Chief Zeb Smith, that passed away during the wildfires. Yeah,
I think it's the right thing to do. I think it's a tribute to his public service and the fact that he gave his life, you know, trying to protect the community. So we'd love to do that. We've got that bill already introduced, and so you know, it takes a while for these post office bills to come through, because every single member of the Texas delegation has to sign off on it, including all the Democrats. So it takes a while for that to happen, but we're working on it. You know, we've done that already since I've been in Congress, and we're going to do it again. We're going to take care of this one.
So nice. I wanted to talk about healthcare, because we have some really great hospitals across your district, and a lot of them are rural. And we need good technology for them to keep those doors open. I feel like it's the heartbeat of some of these towns in your district.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, there's not a lot of opportunity. I'm not on a committee of jurisdiction for healthcare, which is usually the Ways and Means Committee or the Energy and Commerce Committee. But there is a provision in the Ag Committee on the Ag side where we can provide money to rural hospitals for technical assistance and to give them some money so they can spend that money they would spend on that stuff elsewhere. to buff these hospitals up and make them, more survivable. Because let's just be honest, rural hospitals, ever since I've been in Congress, are going away all over the country, especially here in Texas, because we have so many rural hospitals. We can't let that happen anymore. People won't come live here if they don't have good health care, if they don't have good schools. Those are things we have to work on to make sure that we can recruit people to these areas, and our economy can continue to grow here. And so we're going to make sure we're doing our part on that.
So glad. I wanted to ask a little bit about the inauguration.
Yeah.
I've got some other questions. I know that you're going to Bell Helicopter today.
I am, yeah.
Would you stick around just a second
sure.
and let us come back and talk?
Absolutely.
Okay, stick around.